Welcome back to NewsWire here on SportsGrid each and every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. You can catch me and George Kurtz breaking down the latest in fantasy football. And we thought we would bring George Kurtz in because it's a big week on the waiver wire. See if we can give you some tips and get ahead of it. George, great to have you back here on NewsWire. What's going on?
Well, it's always good to be back with you, Craig, here. What's going on? Mentioned Waiver Wire Tuesday in the NFL. We got playoffs in Major League Baseball. And, Craig, the NHL starts in earnest today. This is the North American schedule. It starts today. The first game, believe it or not, at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, looking forward to it, having that. And then the NBA back soon, college basketball in November. All right, so let's touch on some of the players that could be available in some leagues. Now, as somebody who watches Dallas Cowboys very closely, you certainly can speak to the idea that they're going to need some contribution outside of CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver, and maybe they have found the guy. Jalen Tolbert had another nice game against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night. Brandon Cooks is on IR. George, is he somebody that you think is a startable player moving forward?
Startable, we are in bye week territory, all right? We're going to have bye weeks the next, 7-8 weeks here. So, yeah, in that case, he is startable here. We need Dak to trust him more. We sort of saw that Sunday night, right? He had the big play, the 50-yard grab down the left sideline here. Granted, that was a broken coverage by the Pittsburgh Steelers here, but he also had the game-winning touchdown. All right, that fourth down play. It wasn't designed for Tolbert, don't get me wrong. I think that play was designed for Jake Ferguson, who fell down on his route. CeeDee Lamb was covered. Tolbert was the third choice. Hey, made the play there. So Dak needs to trust him more, but we know the Cowboys' defense is going to be a problem. Running game, granted, it was good against Pittsburgh, may not be there all season. They're going to have to throw the ball a bunch. So, yes, I think Tolbert is a pickup for you, especially with Cooks out. Cooks is on IR. Dallas does have a bye next week. But this week should be a shootout against Detroit. They're going to have to score points, throw the ball a bunch here. And then I believe they have San Fran on Sunday night. Another game they're going to have to score points here. So, yes, Tolbert, at least in the short term, should be a pickup.
All right, meanwhile, if you watched the Monday Night Football game, you probably were shocked to see the amount of targets that Juju Smith-Schuster got for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, he was the primary guy in that game. Xavier Worthy, the deep guy, and, of course, Travis Kelce still got his looks. But all of a sudden, George, it's been a surprise to see Juju back in the mix. Now, remember, he played for Kansas City a couple of years ago, played for New England. He just, simply put, hasn't been the guy that he was in Pittsburgh, 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago. But if what we saw last night continues, he becomes a must-add in all leagues.
The problem is, isn't he the ultimate tease? All right, we're going to find out that, next week he gets 2 targets, right? 1 reception, 8 yards, and no touchdowns because they're using Justin Watson next week. All right, so that's the problem here. We do believe that Rashee Rice is gone for the rest of the year. There was conflicting reports yesterday. It's an LCL now. Is he gone until November? Is he gone until next season? So I wouldn't be counting on Rice here. If Juju's on your waiver wire, is he a pickup? Yeah, right? But like I said, I think there are going to be some weeks you're like, what the hell? Why is he not a part of the game plan today? And I think it's the way Mahomes is going to work it. It's this guy today. It's this guy next week. He's going to go to the open guy. There is no number one target here outside of maybe Travis Kelce, whose volume obviously is picking up now with the injury here. So, yes, I'm claiming that he's on the wire here, but I'm fully aware, there's going to be a week where, oh, man, you have to be kidding me. And remember, Kansas City off this week.
A couple of wide receivers probably available in most leagues. Darius, Slayton, Darnell, Mooney both have different situations going on right now. Slayton in particular playing because more or less, the Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors has been out and injured, so he's getting some looks. Mooney, on the other hand, had the game of a lifetime last week. I don't know if anybody played him, George, in fantasy, but it's given his overall numbers this season a big bump.
Yeah, I've got him in one league, and I sat him last week. Still won the week, so I guess I can't complain. But, he was on my bench here. Now, he's probably claimed in a majority of leagues here, so I don't know if he's going to be out on your waiver wire. If he is, he's a must-claim there. We're seeing Kirk Cousins get much better as the season goes along here. He trusts that Achilles. Now he's stepping into his throw, and this team can move the football here. So, yeah, Mooney's an absolute claim and a starter, by the way. Not only are you claiming him, he's not someone who's going to ride your bench. He's starting for you more than likely here. Good really good play. We thought this way he might be this kind of play with Chicago. Didn't work out. It's working out in Atlanta, so he's someone you definitely want. As for Darius Slayton, yeah, his volume definitely ticked up last week because no Malik Neighbors. I do expect Neighbors to play this week. That being said, they're playing Cincinnati. We expect a shootout. Granted, I expected that on Sunday, too, in Seattle. It didn't quite happen there, but we expect a shootout here. I think Slayton still has value for you. He's not an every week starter. You're going to need the right kind of opportunities here, but this week's Sunday Night Football, I almost said the Meadowlands, at MetLife, should be a pretty good opportunity for Slayton.
Yeah, Cincinnati's having problems stopping anyone. Starting anyone at tight end has been almost impossible this fantasy season. I guess anyone that catches passes in the NFL as a tight end and is not blocking is worth adding. Cade Otton has 148 yards on the season. I mean, George, it's hard to recommend anybody with these sort of numbers over the first several games of the year, but what can you do? There's no one else to pick up.
Well, you already said tight end is anybody with a heartbeat might have some value at tight end, right? And with the bye weeks, too, we're losing people. So no Travis Kelce this week. Hawkinson could be back, by the way, but Minnesota is off this week. But he should be back the week after, so we're going to get him back in the mix here if he's on the waiver wire because your league forgot about him there. Otton is a lower-ranked tight end, but Mayfield is throwing the ball up and down the field here. They played New Orleans this week. Lattimore generally takes Evans out, or at least keeps Evans in check here. So Otton could be a one-week play. I'm not looking to start him multiple weeks here, but he could be a one-week play for you here. Ingram, we think he's playing this week. That was the ultimate tease, right? He's coming back. Oh, no, he's not coming back. Sorry, just kidding there. But we did have a Mark Andrews sighting. We had a Mark Andrews sighting, Craig, right? By the way, if you watch that, that should have been a touchdown. A good throw by Lamar Jackson. That's a walk-in touchdown. He threw it low and ended up being out at the 1 yard line. But on the next play, when they scored the touchdown, we saw the throw. If you really couldn't tell from the angle, you saw an 8. You knew it was a tight end. And he went, it's 80, not 89. So we got teased again here. Annoying.
Yep. Hottest pickup in all of fantasy this week will be Tyrone Tracy. He looked great for the Giants, but, remember, Devin Singletary was close to playing last week. He was questionable, then doubtful. Has Tracy earned himself a role? I know he'll be the number one pickup this week, but if he doesn't play, then you've wasted, budget to pick someone up or a waiver spot.
I think he has earned himself a role. I think we maybe a thunder and lightning situation, Singletary and Tracy. Most teams do that anyway, right? And Tracy at least could be the goal line guy. So maybe we can look at it that way.
All right, George. Thanks for coming on.
Anytime. My pleasure.